Hello and welcome to Messing About with Models with me, John. Today I'm going to be talking about frog juicers. I'm sorry I haven't posted a video for a while, but I've been having some electrical problems with my layout. And that's why I'm talking today about frog juicers. Now, if you don't know, a frog is the part of a point that is where the tracks diverge and the rails cross over. It's not a frog. No amphibians were hurt in the making of this video. Yay! Now, I'd experienced a problem with the layout a couple of weeks ago when I was trying to film a running session for the channel, and then this happened. As you can see, as soon as the loco got to the frog in the point, there was a short and the controller reset. And I was checking my wiring and I was using a multimeter and all sorts of things and scratching my head, and I just couldn't work out what the problem was. So I asked for any suggestions on RM Web, and someone said that it was probably the seep point motor that was at fault and that the switch on it had stopped working, so that the polarity of the frog wasn't being changed when the point was.
Can't you do anything, Doctor? Not unless we change the polarity.
And then suddenly it all made perfect sense. That's why I couldn't see any problems with my wiring. Although when you have a look at it later, you might think, well, how could you tell? So the suggestion was I needed to get a frog juicer. And what's a frog juicer? Well, that's a good question. Frog juicer is a device which actually detects the short as soon as it happens and then changes the polarity of the frog to stop the short from happening.
Reverse what? Reverse the polarity.
And in theory, that's probably a big theory, is that happens much quicker than it takes for the controller to recognise there's a short and short out. And lots of people use them on their layouts. So I decided to go and get a frog juicer. There's lots of different types about, but the Gauge Master one that I've got was only about £8.50, and I thought, well, just for a few pounds, it's worth giving it a go. And here it is. It's fairly simple to wire up. The wire from the frog goes into one socket, one side, and feeds from your track feeds go in on the other side. I think the only thing that would make this even easier would be if instead of solder pads you had screw terminals. Maybe something for Gauge Master to think of for the next version, or maybe there's someone else out there that could do a bit better. So the next job is to wire this in to the point motor underneath. And that means for the first time you're going to get to see underneath the layout. As you can see, it's a bit of a mess, my wiring, even though it's a fairly simple layout. I suppose I could have been a little bit better and used different colours of wiring for the point motors and the track bus. But wiring in the little frog juicer is actually quite easy. The instructions show how simple it is. Now, all I have to do is take the frog juicer and insert it into the wiring circuit that I've already got. Oh, and if you're wondering, that big thing at the top of the baseboard there, that's the Tyson CDU that I got from Hobby Tracks. Those are the big capacitors that help throw the points over with a big thunk. Hopefully you can now see what I've done. Here's the wire from the point. I've gone through a chock block. I like using chock blocks. It's a lot easier to undo things than it is soldering. And then that goes into this side of the frog juicer. Then on the other side you've got the two track feeds. So I've got red and black wires, and they're going into one of my chock blocks which are used for the track feeds and track bus. This is what the feeds they used to go to the point motor, which was then activated by the switch. So all I've done is I've taken those out and put these in its place. As you can see, it probably needs a big tidy up, but it all works. Well, it did until this problem happened. So let's put the layout back together and test it out again. So let's test it out.
I just reversed the polarity.
Well, I think that's a success. No short circuit. The frog polarity is now changed automatically.
If I reverse the polarity of the neutron flow...
Please don't forget to hit the like button if you like this video, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell for being notified when new videos come out.